In a first all-English European final since Chelsea lost to Manchester United in the 2008 Champions League decider, Maurizio Sarri's Blues emerged victorious after a dominant second-half display against Unai Emery's Arsenal. Chelsea operated in their familiar 4-3-3 formation in possession, with Jorginho at the base of the midfield trio. Wide attackers Eden Hazard and Pedro pushed high alongside Olivier Giroud on the top line, with Arsenal's willingness to leave their wing-backs high, encouraging the Blues to play direct to Giroud, with their front three up against the Gunners' back three. When Chelsea had good possession, Unai Emery's team would retreat into more of a 5-3-2 shape. Wing-backs Shea Kolasinac and Ainsley Maitland-Niles dropped alongside the back three, with Mesut Ozil staying close to the Blues' playmaker Jorginho. The front two, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexandre Lacazette, attempted to block the passing lines from the Chelsea centre-backs into full-backs Cesar Azpilicueta and Emerson. Arsenal set up in a 3-4-1-2 formation in possession, with Sokratis, Laurent Koscielny and Nacho Monreal as the back three. Maitland-Niles and Kolasinac provided width outside central midfielders Granit Xhaka and Lucas Torreira, with Ozil operating as the number 10 behind Lacazette and Aubameyang. Chelsea defended in a 4-1-4-1 structure, with Jorginho sitting between the lines. Lone striker Giroud led the press in central areas and would be joined by one of the attacking midfielders when Arsenal's outside centre-backs had possession. N'Golo Kanté would push on to Monreal, while Mateo Kovacic would look to affect Sokratis. In a goalless first half, Arsenal enjoyed some success when Hazard moved up to press right-sided centre-back Sokratis. This freed up Maitland-Niles, which drew Emerson out and left space in behind for Aubameyang to run into. This pulled David Luiz away from the centre of defence, leaving Andreas Christensen alone in a defence vulnerable to crosses and cutbacks. Chelsea adapted to this threat by pushing their fullbacks up against the Arsenal wingbacks when they had possession. The far side fullback would then tuck across to maintain a 3-on-2 overload against Aubameyang and Lacazette. This approach did leave the Blues very narrow in defence, with the back four wary of leaving gaps centrally for Arsenal's dangerous front two. As a result, both Arsenal wing-backs were afforded plenty of space to receive, advance and cross. When Chelsea were able to get the ball into their full-backs, the Arsenal wing-backs would push up to press. That would be the trigger for the outside centre-backs to jump to the Chelsea wide attackers, with Monreal looking to affect Pedro down the Chelsea right, leaving space for midfield runners, in this case Kanté, to run into and receive. Chelsea stepped up the pace after the break and were ahead within 4 minutes of the restart. A switch of play from a throw-in on their right found its way to Emerson, with Maitland-Niles struggling to get out to the Blues left-back. Sokratis moved out to cover, but this left space for Giroud to exploit, as he got ahead of Koscielny to meet Emerson's cross with a superb low header past Petr Cech in the Arsenal goal. Little more than 10 minutes later, the Blues doubled their lead. Kovacic drove forward after a loss of possession from Maitland-Niles, drawing both Xhaka and Sokratis towards him before playing it Hazard on the overlap. Giroud's run towards goal pulled Koscielny with him, freeing up space for Pedro to make a run inside from the right and finish smartly from Hazard's cutback. Having fallen 3 behind to an Eden Hazard penalty, Arsenal had to change things. Unai Emery replaced Monreal with Matteo Guendouzi and Torreira with Alex Iwobi in what was now a 4-2-3-1. Guendouzi joined Xhaka in central midfield, with Iwobi wide on the left and Aubameyang moving out to the right flank, leaving Lacazette as a lone striker. The changes had an almost immediate impact, as Iwobi crashed home from the edge of the area to give the Gunners hope. As they chased the game, however, Arsenal were forced to commit more players forward, but this only served to leave them vulnerable in transition, which came back to haunt them only 3 minutes after Iwobi's strike. Emerson robbed Aubameyang, and with 8 men ahead of the ball, the Gunners were wide open to a rapid Chelsea counter-attack. Hazard combined with Giroud before calmly finishing for his second of the night on what looks likely to be his farewell appearance for the club. In the end, Chelsea strolled to their third major European trophy in just 8 seasons, capping off a successful first season in charge for Maurizio Sarri, who collected his first major winners' medal at the age of 60. Defeat for Arsenal consigns them to a third successive season without Champions League football. Sarri was upbeat about his future at Stamford Bridge. This season is just finished 1 hour ago. You know very well that I love the Premier League. I'm lucky because I'm in Chelsea, one of the best teams in the best championship in the world. At the moment, I'm happy, but I want to know if the club are happy. I think I deserve to stay, but it's only my opinion. My opinion is not enough. Unai Emery struck a positive note despite the defeat. Arsenal is a big name in the football world and a lot of players want to play here. We are in a process and we need to be strong. When we started the season, the idea was to get more competitive. At the moment, it's not enough to reach our targets, but we'll continue working. I'm positive for our future.